You said you were around for the Obama nation.
Ugh.
What was your take when it came to drug prices once the Obama medical care,
Everything was all of a sudden the scarcity started, like the shortages started. The manufacturing stopped in the United States, went overseas, the regulations changed. It became more like the pharmaceutical Wild West, as opposed to really mellow and chill before that.
Okay, because you and I know nothing bad happened in the Wild West, right?
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, I love it. So what are some of the stories that happened once the Obamacare thing came in?
Every pharmacy had to go through they all had to check new Medicaid stuff. Their patients started getting like copay cards that were like not as often you would have those before. The individual pharmacies started losing money. A lot of the big ones were being bought out by CVS, by Rite Aid, by Walgreens, or forced into business because the big ones were getting special, different, all the lobbyists and stuff were lobbying for the big pharma as opposed to the mom and pops. The mom and pops were the ones that actually in the community took care of people. They looked out. They would go over your side effects. They weren't like Pajit from Afghanistan who doesn't give a crap about the United States and is here to make money and is probably racking up Medicaid insurance fraud. If you even Google how many pharmacies were shut down probably from 2017 to now that were non-U.S. pharmacies because they were billing Medicaid and getting convicted of fraud, the doctors too, that aren't American born. I get really upset about this stuff. Between probably like 2017 up until now. I read a case earlier today. There was a doctor down in Alabama who's like got like $6 million in Medicaid insurance fraud. It's like, dude, why?
No.
Why? It wasn't like that when I had like Bob from, Arkansas.
So what you're saying from your perspective when you were doing this is all of the bullshit that Obama put out, like you can keep your doctor, it's all going to be the same, was a complete and utter lie.
Yeah, even pharmacists were scrubbing to get their own insurance, let alone for their patients. Doctors changed. We got doctors imported. Like it wasn't the same at all. He ruined everything.
Do you think it got better? Do you think the care got better or worse?
Way worse.
Way worse. What could go wrong?
There's supposedly a new thing in North Carolina. I didn't verify this, so this is unverified. This might be a rumor. Supposedly, in North Carolina, they're going to let foreign doctors who were not trained in the United States practice medicine.
That's not supposedly, that's true.
Well, that's a crock of shit, I got to tell you.
Wow.
Because you're supposed to have a Hippocratic oath and take a medical examination in the United States to have a doctor's. Our doctors go to school for 8 to 10 years.
If they specialize, it's 12 to 18.
See? And they incur debt. They're not like, RuPaul from Afghanistan. Sorry, Afghanistan, you're getting bagged on. But
no, it's Pakistan.
Well, Pakistan, wherever the fuck is Pakistan. But there's no reason for that. We have an entire society here that is capable of doing those jobs and doing them with integrity. Why do we have these people coming over who don't give a crap about us?
That's another show, but you're absolutely correct. The insulin. Like my ex-wife was a type 1 diabetic. So I had to deal with all the low sugars and the insulin problems, the insulin pump, blah, blah, blah.
And the cock salads and the.
And no, that was down the road. But I remember looking at, some of the insurance statements we would get. I'd be like, okay. And they were charging like $35 a vial pretty much for.
That's what it was pre-Obama.
It was Humalog, I think is what they called it. And then after the whole Obama thing came in and it started going crazy, $600 goddamn dollars from $35 to $600 goddamn dollars. And if you don't get this medication, you die.
Yep.
My grandma was an insulin dependent diabetic. She was born in 1917 and she passed away in 1999. She had scarlet fever, fever, and she lived, but she was a diabetic. She was insulin dependent. My grandfather used to give her shots. So I know about that. I never sold insulin. I worked with a rep who was insulin dependent and had a pump. The prices were insane after Obama. He decided to rob Peter to pay Paul. His Obamacare for all of the people, his constituents, let's just say, robbed from the rest of the country to go to Medicaid. And Medicaid is a scam. Medicaid is the biggest scam. They buy those drugs dirt cheap. They get them donated through whatever the hell they get them donated for. They buy on government contracts, and then they charge up the wazoo. And your insurance went up. My insurance went up. Why? No reason except greed. And then
I talked about this when I talked about the personal injury law racket. I talked about how those prices are manipulated.
Well, here's the thing. All right. Mercy is cheap. Compassion is fucking expensive. And I think because people wanted to be compassionate and make sure everyone gets treated, which is a noble thing, but it's expensive as fuck. And it just you cannot do it, especially when you have people eating Burger King 2 and 3 times a fucking day, drinking, bunch of like sugary sodas, not doing any PT, smoking, 2 packs of cigarettes a goddamn day. And by the time they go to the emergency room or they need actual medical care, it is a huge taxpayer expense, which could be totally avoided. But that's another show.
Well, I'm going to say something that might not be popular.
Okay.
But I'm going to say
this show?
Because, I don't give a shit, to be honest.
That's fine.
Barack Obama made money by being black. Okay. There are black people that are great. They're educated. They're fabulous. They don't agree with this bullshit. But he catered to the people that have 18 kids and their kids have 18 kids by the age of 10 and 15 that are all on EBT. Okay.
Yes.
Those fights we're seeing and shit, that is all a direct result of Obama.
Yeah.
He
17 dads.
He made that popular. He made it okay. And he made it come into the mainstream where they think that they actually have the right to stay on EBT for life and that we have to pay them. Why? When was the Civil War? My parents didn't own slaves. None of our parents owned slaves. 1.5% of the United States population owned slaves. So that means you get 1.5% in reparations. 1.5%.
All right, we're not talking about reparations here. Okay.
Here we go. Rabbit hole.
I'm just saying it's bullshit.
We need to swim out of the rabbit hole here. I get it.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporters Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.